Hey there, guys. It's Veronica, the Healthy Life Coach, and I'm coming at you again with a little bit of information and resources. I like to focus on topics that surround single parenting, trauma, and incarceration. So today, my topic is on incarceration and ways to stay in contact with friends, family, and loved ones, ways to support them. Because after all, most people are coming back to the community. So whatever you can do to support them in a positive way, not be taken advantage of, but support, whether that is, if they are spiritually grounded. There are a number of different magazines, Bibles, Qurans, and different books of faith. Those are always something positive and possibly not triggering. Some magazines can be a little racy, and so being in an environment where I guess they're not supposed to have different interactions, you may want to steer clear of that. But sports magazines are usually a good one. Just different things to take their mind away from, just doing time. Some people are there because they, deserve to be there. Some people are there because they've taken deals to avoid possibly having their rights further stripped, or there's lack of funds for proper representation. There are a number of reasons why people are there, and I'm not one that's here to judge. I'm not one to, condemn. I feel like it's between them, God, their attorney, and for them to figure that out. They possibly could use your support in that area, whether it's just sending stamps so they can mail different items out. Some institutions do provide stamps and so on for what they consider indigent, meaning they don't have enough resources. Or sometimes you can be considered indigent and you have very few resources, but because you have a job, that could make you, not indigent, but say you're only getting paid, $3 a day. I would think that's indigent, but who am I? So anyways, yeah, let's, get right back on topic and get right into it. I did kind of mention, ways of support as far as like mail. Postage is, always needed, always, appreciated, but you have to check with your facility that your loved one is in, because of the high rate of different things going on where people will send contraband, drugs, and so on. And a lot of places are going to the scan system, is what I call it. You write a letter, send a card or whatever, they scan it in, the inmate sees it on their tablet or a kiosk. So that means they don't physically touch. So you have to find out either from the inmate or find out from the facility if they allow envelopes, paper, stamps, and so on. If so, that could cut some of the costs for them, because everything that you get inside is usually highly marked up. And even things that you may purchase, from one of the websites to send as far as commissary, it's usually truly marked up. And most places have taken it away where you can send care packages due to the previously mentioned issues. So I don't have any particular order that I will be going into. It's just kind of different things that I've jotted down. One company that does packages, or you can order clothing, shoes, and commissary, is Access Secure Pack. And I will go ahead and make notation of that in the description so you can check out these websites. Another place you can always go is to the facilities app website to see what is allowed, what's not. For example, if you go to the state of California's like inmate, I think it's called, let's see, California Inmate Locator. That's the way you can locate an inmate, number one. Number two, you can click on at the facility once you locate them, and you can read their general rules and so on. Also, speaking of California, as you know, an example, that is one of the few states that will allow you to mail say a check from your bank, whether it's a bill pay check, money order, cashier's check, and so on. And I think it goes through JPay, but please check the website for exact information. But you are able to mail a check, money order, etc., and there's no charge. I believe it goes to downtown Los Angeles. They hold it, make sure the funds clear. Once they clear, they process it where it gets on the inmate's books. Now, the inmate, if they owe restitution, there's a chance that they may take a fee out for that, but that's beyond your control. If you're trying to really stretch your resources and not have to pay to send someone funds, that is an awesome way to do it. You can set it up through your bill pay, and your bank will go ahead and mail it. You don't even have to pay for the stamp or the envelope. So I think that's pretty good. And also, as far as funding, Access also has Access Corrections, and you are able to send funds to inmates through that, and that covers county jails and prisons and so on. However, there's a fee. With the fee, they can vary depending on, number one, the amount of money that you're sending, and you probably want to check with if you're going to use a credit card, check with that credit card company, because sometimes they process it as it's like a cash advance, and you don't want to pay those extra fees. So you may want to use, if you're going to go that route, use a debit card. Or if you are close to where the inmate is housed and you're able to use a kiosk, many times the kiosk, the fee is as low as $4, and that's maximum for no matter what the amount is. Whereas online, they charge a percentage up to certain amounts. So again, trying to minimize funds. If you're going to go to a facility, you have cash and you're able to use the kiosk, that might be a better way to go. For those that are affiliated with the Smart Inmate, I guess, company, or the company that covers many of the county jails and so on, they are a company that are based out of Florida. However, I do know they cover different county jails in the state of Nevada. And so don't be confused or thrown off if you get a call from an inmate and it says Florida. That's just where the company is based out of. And with smartinmate.com, it's an interesting title if you ask me. With them, they do offer free video visits and free emails or phone calls over the weekend. You want to talk with the inmate to get specifics on that. But that is helpful considering, the cost of everything. You do have to pay for credits to email. You do have to pay for credits to for calls. You can have it where you put the funds on for the phone, and the inmate will only be able to call your line. Or I know that they are this is for Northern Nevada that I'm familiar with. There's JailATM.com. So with JailATM.com, you're able to put funds on there. The inmate's able to allocate them to their phone, allocate them to buy, purchase commissary, and so on. Of course, there's a fee. the latest that I knew as far as that was that it was 10%. So if you send $50, you're going to pay $5 fee. Also, if they have to transfer funds to like the phone or for email and so on, they charge a fee. So sometimes it may be cheaper to go directly through like the company smartinmate.com if they handle the emails, phone calls, and video visits. It might be cheaper that way than jail ATM, but you have to do your research and do the math because every facility is different and every company is different. I'm just giving you general information in hopes that it helps you to navigate your journey of trying to keep in contact and to try and support your loved one that is incarcerated. I already mentioned inmate locator for the state of California. You may want to put that in if your loved one is in another state or county. Just put in like whatever county you're in, if you know they're in a county jail, or if they're in a prison, a state prison, maybe put in your state inmate locator, or if they are in the federal system, which is BOP. And I forgot what BOP stands for, but if you look up BOP, you can find your loved one in the federal system. Oh, it's Bureau of Prisons. So yes, I do have those short-term memory issues and so on. So thank you for bearing with me. Also, other ways to support your loved one is just communication. Maybe you don't have a lot of time, you really don't like to write. I think postcards are great. Hey, you can say, hey, hello, thinking about you, love, Susie. That will brighten that inmate's day, just getting a piece of mail and handwritten at that. And postcard stamps are cheaper. When I do road trips, I like to, collect postcards. So it's kind of a thing of mine there. I have friends that make postcards, and when time permits, I'm a part of a pen pal group for women who pen pal. And there's some ladies that like to make postcards. So I like doing that. Also, again, as I mentioned, if they're able to have paper and so on. Another example for California, I know that I believe they can have up to 10 sheets of blank paper. Hey, if you have just a one-page letter and adding those 10 sheets of paper and the postage, stamps, a full book, that is helpful. If you're able to include some extra envelopes, it's the thought and it enables them because after all, they are dependent upon, the outside for help, or if they're, blessed enough to get a job, sometimes, just like for us, sometimes those ends don't always meet. And again, I'm not here to judge. Some people, well, they deserve to be there and this and that. That's not my place. That's for God and that person. I'm here to help. I'm here to help families that are touched by incarceration. And as I mentioned at the top of the video, many single parents are dealing with, trauma. Sometimes it's trauma from the incarceration. Sometimes it's what led up to the incarceration. Sometimes it's generational trauma. As they say, when you know better, you do better. Sometimes, there's lack of self-esteem. And so we may gravitate towards, or those people gravitate towards us because the energy that you possess or that you give off, you are connecting with those type of people. So again, I'm here to give resources and, positive ways to overcome and grow through your current situation. But I'm not here to place judgment. I am usually pretty direct with my opinions, or if you ask questions about, certain things, I'm not here to evaluate your relationship and so on. But if your instinct is, telling you that you may be used or, you know, this person knows when your pay dates are, and then you always hear from them, and oh, all of a sudden they have a great need for this or that, or if there's always a rush. You may be being used, and you may need to rethink this. You may need to meditate on this. You may need to pray and ask God to reveal. But that's a topic for another video. But feel free to drop your questions about that, and I will give you my honest opinion. I am a certified life coach. I am not a therapist. I'm not a psychic. I'm not a pastor. I'm not any of that. I am just a woman that has been through a lot, has seen a lot, has, you know, some wisdom, and like I said, has been through a lot, and I'm just more than willing to help others to overcome and maybe not make some of the mistakes that, you know, others have made, and to most importantly, empower. So again, like I said, when you know better, you do better. So on that note, I'm going to close out from there. And remember, you know, many people are going to come back to the community. It's important, in my opinion, that we support, and in a positive way. You know, send words of encouragement and send prayers. Because even in the Bible, it tells us, don't forget about the prisoners. Look at how many people are wrongly convicted. What if that were you? Let that sink in. What if it were you? What if it's your loved one? And, you know, when we get to condemning people and so on, and again, that's a topic for another video, because I could go on and on about the situation of, okay, in my opinion, if people have served their time, why are you still listing them as convicted felons and so on, which makes it harder for them to get a job, which makes it harder for them to possibly get on that right path, be self-supporting, not commit more crimes. It makes them harder for them to have a roof over their head. If they have certain things on their record, they can't rent certain properties. Not everyone is in a position to buy. And I know some people will say, oh, well, you know, they deserve it, this and that. Well, the last time I checked, we've all made some poor choices. Some of us have been blessed enough to not and you know, incarcerated. And when I look back to my younger years, I'm like, wow, what was I thinking? You know, but I'm glad God showed me grace. I'm glad that I did have family members to support me through my, I don't know, just say dumbness, because some of the stuff I was doing, it was just dumb. And, you know, it could have led to me doing time. So that's why I'm not here to judge. And that's why, you know, my friends and family members that are incarcerated, and yeah, you have some that, oh, you know, that, no, everybody knows somebody that's locked up or that's been locked up. So, you know, don't front. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end. I welcome your questions and your comments. Please be respectful. You know, we all, you know, can be inquisitive. We all can have comments, but please be respectful. Please extend the respect to me that you would like for me to return to you. On that note, be blessed. If this video resonated with you, or you feel like it could help someone else, or you have questions or so on, please comment, please share. And most importantly, if you'd like to know when I'm going to be making the next video or be notified, please subscribe. Those are good ways for you to support the channel. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate you. If you were able to stay to the end, I truly appreciate that too. On that note, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.